Yeah, we're here in Bivalve right now, which is on the west side of the county, and I can tell you firsthand, service here isn't so great. And I could also show you. I'll try to make a call here, and as you can see, it instantly fails. And locals tell us that's just become the reality of living here. Well, Steve, it's a rainy day here in Dewey Beach, so not too many people around, but that's not going to be the same story this weekend because the town is expecting nearly 30,000 people to come in. And they're hoping actually enforcing that fine will keep those 30,000 using these.
Steve, I want to give you perspective on just how close the fields are from the shooting. Taking a look down now from Chopper 16, police say the shooting happened here on Clarence Street and just a baseball's throw away the ball field. We're told practice was immediately canceled and everyone was evacuated safely and quickly. But the fears after another shooting still very present.
I did speak on the phone with Mr. Frederick today. He told me he believes the situation is both racially and politically motivated. We were not able to arrange an on-camera interview, and he told us he would send a statement, but we still have not received it. But we were able to get our hands on these court documents. Well, President Biden and Rehoboth Beach became synonymous during his presidency. He frequented here and even gave his first remarks after President Trump was shot at City Hall. But past any politics, Rehoboth seemed to have become something of a home away from home for the Biden family. Now that home is sending him their best. Well, David, you can call me Jack Snow because I feel like the king of the north out here right now, or at the very least, king of this snow pile in South Salisbury. Now, I do want to show you the current conditions out here right now. Just in the past half hour or so, the snow has really started coming down pretty heavily. Well, this right here is a bee colony, and we're told this colony is thriving. But it's a different story across the country where beekeepers are opening up these hives and finding thousands of dead bees in historic levels. Well, the penny press is a bit of a staple in boardwalk towns like Ocean City, and it's a pretty simple concept. You take your penny, you put it in the machine. You crank the wheel, put some muscle into it, and out comes your fancy new collectible penny. It's something families love, it's something collectors love, there's a whole community for it, but with the future of the penny now in question, it begs the question, what about the penny presses?
Hive in Whaleyville in Worcester County, and Jack, local beekeepers say this really is a historic loss.
Steve, major bee distributors are opening up hives like this, and they're finding mass death. But the impact of that loss isn't just felt in the hive. It's felt at the farm, at the grocery store, and ultimately our wallets.
Creating the perfect environment is a labor of love for local beekeepers like Tom Babcock. It helps the bugs thrive, produce honey, and pollinate. He says he's been lucky enough to only lose one entire hive.
I've been doing this since 2010.
And you've never seen anything like this?
Never seen anything like this. Not the amount of losses.
Down the road, we met beekeeper Laura Pascarella, who's facing the same fears, and we suited up to get a first-hand look.
But yeah, this is a thriving colony. This colony so far is doing exactly what it should in the spring. But there are many beekeepers who find these thriving colonies and then they go back a month later and something has happened and they are no longer thriving. There's something, they're either dying off or gone.
Pascarella says this isn't just a scary sight for the beekeeper. It's a scary reality that will have ripple effects across the entire agricultural economy. Honeybees pollinate around 75% of fruits, nuts, and vegetables in the United States, around $15 billion worth of crops.
A lot of people don't realize, but honeybees are #1 food source pollinators. And so if you are 60% short on your food pollinator for your crops, then you're going to be short on your agricultural production.
A buzzing issue with major impacts.
Now, this has been going on for a few months now, and bees are more active in the summertime, so time will tell just how much this will impact the economy. Live in Whaleyville tonight, Jack Ford, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader. Steve, this is the camera that live streams on MiltonSpeeders.com. It's aimed down Atlantic Avenue, and its purpose to catch speeders on video.
And there's an array of cameras set up in front of Joel DeMont's house. DeMont says this was their last option to get proof of speeding with safety concerns for their family.
We're not crazy. We're just fed up. We're kind of tired of people speeding by, and the message is we just like you to slow down.
But it's stirring up anger in the community, with plenty of folks disagreeing on the methods of catching speeders and privacy concerns. But DeMont says he'll happily put the cameras away if new solutions come about.
We know that there's an issue and we're just trying to do something about it. So yeah, a radar sign that would clearly display how fast these people are going and collect data on how many of them there are. That'd be great. That'd be a great first step.
We caught up exclusively with Mayor John Collier, and he tells us council is very aware of the controversy. The road is controlled by DelDOT, and he says he's working on a resolution to DelDOT, which would allow them to make changes on the road. While those changes aren't yet decided, he says the cameras are causing more issues than they're alleviating, with people purposely speeding up, revving their engines, and more as a result.
The town doesn't have the resources to park a police officer out here 24/7, and that's what this is going to escalate to if we don't figure out how to resolve it for the time.
Speed cameras revving up controversy in Milton. Jack Ford, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
Well, President Biden and Rehoboth Beach became synonymous during his presidency. He frequented here and even gave his first remarks after President Trump was shot at City Hall. But past any politics, Rehoboth seemed to have become something of a home away from home for the Biden family. Now that home is sending him their best. It was never a surprise to see the Bidens walking the beaches of the nation's summer capital, and one of their frequent spots, the Egg Restaurant on Rehoboth Avenue.
You know, whether you like them or you don't like them, it's an amazing honor to have a sitting U.S. president come dine in your restaurant.
We met manager Mike Postles, who described the former first couple as kind, generous, and down to earth. He says the whole staff has the Bidens on their mind after the news.
We just like to wish him well in the journey he's got coming up facing this battle, and just let him know that the Egg staff here supports him, and we miss him and Dr. Biden and hope they can come see us soon.
Biden, only the second ever Catholic president, has also never been a stranger to Sunday Mass at St. Edmund Catholic Church. The 46th president has described his faith as the bedrock foundation of his life, one that no doubt will play a part in his upcoming fight.
Part of what it means to be in a relationship with God is to put your trust in God, you know, and that's easy to do when things are going well, maybe more difficult when things aren't going so well.
St. Edmund's pastor, Father William T. Coco, tells us the former president is in their prayers.
You know, at the end of the day, the president's a man. At the end of the day, he's a child of God. And, you know, whether we agree with him or don't, certainly we pray for him.
The Bidens home away from home, sending the 46th their well wishes. In Rehoboth Beach, Jack Ford, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.